Hey guys, it is episode 7. That's shocking. It's episode 7 already. If you've been listening since the introduction statements, you're literally my best friend right now. Because that just shows that you're wanting to learn or you're wanting to listen and you like me or you like my voice. Is my voice soothing and tender? I don't believe it is because I'm just a southern girl trying to be a Broadway star. But anyways, today's episode is going to be about costume care, and it's going to be a little bit shorter because the most of this is common sense, but also it needs to be said. And not many people talk about costume care. Now, most of the time you get costumes, your costume manager, she'll tell you the rules and stuff about costumes, but sometimes it's not specified, so I'm kind of gonna specify it almost. I have a feeling that this is gonna be the most boring episode. This is gonna be the most boring episode because it's kind of just common sense, but also I want you to watch it because I spent a lot of time on this, and then I have to go edit it individually and all that, and it just takes a lot of time, and everything needs to be appreciated, especially in something that's been a month's progress. But anyways, I'm not gonna yap to y'all about my problems, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I know that's what y'all came here for. Y'all came here for theater tips, and I'm yapping just about life. So let's go ahead and get started. The first bullet point is just a little information about costumes. Some costumes are rented. So if your theater is, a little bit wealthier, I want to say, or they have a little bit more money, they'll rent some really nice costumes, and it'll be perfectly fitted for your size and altered for your size, and they look really good and really nice. Most of them are rented, and when you rent something, you gotta return it. So when you return something, you don't want to return it looking like you just killed somebody in it. It needs to look nice and neat and taken care of, or they're probably not gonna let you order from them again, and so you can just ruin their costumes, because that's just a big no-no. So with that being said, do not eat and drink in your costumes unless you're told that you can, because some of us are Messy Marvins, and I'm very guilty. I'm a Messy Marvin, a very Messy Marvin, and you can get crumbs or sauces on your costume, and if you got a Dr. Pepper and that lid pops off and it spills all over your white costume, you're in big trouble because Dr. Pepper does not like to come out of white. I learned that the hard way. But when they say do not eat or drink, water is an exception for my theater, because water is what keeps you alive, basically, even though it can drown you, burn you, boil you, freeze you, but all that. But water, you gotta have water, especially if you got a big old song and you only have 5 seconds at all stage and you need something to drink some water. But don't eat or drink unless it's water, because they don't want costumes getting ruined, because that's just more money they probably have to spend so they can get a new copy or make a new costume of that. My third bullet point, I've been talking about water, but my third bullet point is water's the only thing that you should handle while in a costume. So I just yapped about water, even though my third bullet point is supposed to be about water. Can you tell I'm recording these late at night? Because I'm very off schedule, because I've had so much wrong this Christmas season, just everywhere. But yes, water is the only thing you should touch, unless it's a prop, unless it's makeup or all that. Water's the only thing that you should be consuming in a costume, because it's clear and it's less likely going to do damage. Sometimes accidents happen. We get it. If your costume tears on stage, it's not going to be your fault. Accidents happen, as I just said. So if a costume is torn, report it to the costume managers. Try to get it fixed as soon as possible, because we don't want you in a torn costume trying to slay the day away on stage as a main character. Wink, wink. But you do not need to alter your costume in any way under this God's green earth. But if you're given permission, go ahead and do it. I mean, you're not really going to get permission from this. This is something you don't get permission from. Like, you don't get permission to alter or rent a costume. Just don't touch your costume. If it's ugly, it's going to have to be ugly. I've had ugly costumes in the past, and I just, they grew on me. Like, I had to get used to them and be like, this is for a show. It just helps the show look better, and you got to suck it up and deal with it, sweetheart. And, my last bullet point, this is going to be really quick. My last bullet point is, once you do your hair or makeup for the show, you cannot change it. Because once, they've told you a look, or you've decided on a look, that's how your look needs to be. Because, you stuck with that look from the beginning, and they just want a consistent look. So basically, what I'm saying is, you have red lips in the first show, don't change them to hot pink lips in the second show. Because, they've already seen it, they've already had pictures taken of you, you need to look consistent. Because sometimes a makeup look that you're given, or a hair look that you're given, or a costume look that you're given, they do that, they give it to you because they have a certain vision, and they want to keep that vision, and you have no right to change their vision without permission. I kind of got a little rude there, my apologies, but I'm just speaking the truth. And the truth is this episode is already over. That was it. My bullet points are very short and to the point, which is good, because some people just like a short podcast, not to ramble on. Anyways, thank you so much for listening in on this podcast, and I hope you like and subscribe to support. I always say it, but it just needs to be said. And I do believe episode 8 is going to be starting in 3, 2, 1.